Hello, and a massive welcome back to Learn English with Smart podcast. I'm Chloe.
And I'm James, and we are so happy to have you with us today. Chloe, I have a question for you. What is a social superpower that every single person, especially an English learner, needs to develop?
Ooh, a social superpower. That's a good one. Is it the ability to understand really fast native speakers?
Close, but even more fundamental. I'm talking about the art, the magic of small talk.
Ah, yes. The thing that strikes fear into the hearts of millions. That awkward silence when you're in an elevator or waiting for a meeting to start. It can be terrifying.
Exactly. It's that little conversation you have with someone you don't know very well. And today, we are going to turn that fear into a superpower. We're going to give you the tools to master small talk in English and never have an awkward silence again.
I love that goal because let's be honest, James, we've all been there. I remember once I was at a party and someone asked me, "How are you doing?" And I just said, "I am fine, thank you. And you?" And they replied, "I'm good, thanks." And that was it. We just stood there, smiling awkwardly.
Oh, the classic conversation ender. It's like a dialogue from a level 1 textbook. You get stuck in a loop. I'm fine too. Good. It's a verbal dead end. The conversation just dies.
It really does. So let's start with the big question. Why is small talk so difficult for English learners?
Well, I think there are a few reasons. First, there's the pressure. You're actively translating in your head, trying to find the right words, worrying about grammar, and trying to sound natural all at the same time. It's a lot of mental work.
Absolutely. And then there's the fear of running out of things to say. What if you ask a question, they give a short answer, and then nothing? It's the silence that everyone dreads.
Exactly. And cultural differences play a huge part too. What's considered a safe topic in one culture might be too personal in another. But here's a secret. Even native speakers sometimes find small talk awkward. The difference is that they have a set of tools and strategies they use automatically. And today, we're going to teach you those strategies.
I'm ready. So what's our first tool in the small talk mastery kit?
The first and most important tool is what I like to call the A.R.E. method. That's A.R.E. It stands for ask, relate, and expand.
A.R.E. I like that. It's easy to remember. Okay, break down the A for us. Ask.
Right, but not just any questions. You need to ask open-ended questions. These are questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They are the opposite of closed questions.
Can you give us an example of the difference?
Of course. A closed question would be, did you have a good weekend? The answer is likely to be, yes, I did, or no, it was okay. And then boom, awkward silence.
The dreaded silence returns. So what's the open-ended version of that question?
The open-ended version would be, what did you get up to over the weekend? Or how was your weekend? Do anything fun? See the difference? This question invites a story. It asks for details.
That's a brilliant distinction. Let's do a quick role play. James, you ask me the closed question first.
Okay, hey Chloe, did you have a good weekend?
Yep, it was good. Thanks.
Cool.
Yep, see? Instant death for the conversation. Okay, now try the open-ended version.
Let's reset. Hey, Chloe, what did you get up to over the weekend?
Oh, it was actually really relaxing. I finally had some time to do some gardening, which I've been meaning to do for ages. I also tried a new recipe for lemon pasta. It was interesting.
Oh, wow. Gardening and lemon pasta. Now I have so much more to talk about. I can ask about your garden, what you planted, or ask what went wrong with the pasta. That one simple change from did you to what did you completely opened up the conversation. So that's A, ask open-ended questions.
Okay, I've got it. So what's R in the A.R.E. method?
R stands for relate and respond. This is about being an active listener. When the other person is talking, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're listening for things you can connect with.
So it's about showing you're actually listening and you're interested.
Precisely. You can use small, simple phrases to show this. Things like, oh, really? That's so interesting. No way. Or, that sounds amazing. These little phrases are like fuel for the conversation. They encourage the other person to keep talking.
And the relate part is about finding a personal connection, right?
Exactly. Let's continue our mini dialogue. You just told me about your gardening and your lemon pasta. My relate and respond turn would sound something like this. Oh, that's so cool that you have a garden. I'm terrible with plants. Everything I touch seems to die. But lemon pasta? That sounds delicious. I tried making a pesto pasta last week, and it was a total disaster.
See, you did it perfectly. You responded to what I said, that's so cool, and you related it to your own life with your plant story and your pesto disaster. Now I feel a connection, and I can ask you about your pesto.
We're building a conversational bridge. So we have A for ask, R for relate and respond. That brings us to E. What is E, Chloe?
E is for expand and elaborate. This is the other side of the coin. When someone asks you a question, your job is to not give a one-word answer. You need to give them something to work with.
This is so important. This is how you avoid killing the conversation when it's your turn to speak. Let's do another quick comparison. Chloe, ask me about my day. First, I'll give a bad conversation-killing answer.
Hey, James, how was your day?
It was fine.
Okay. Just fine?
Yep.
Okay, this is painful. I have nowhere to go from there. Now let's try again. I'll ask you the same question, but this time you use the expand and elaborate rule.
You got it.
Hey, James, how was your day?
It was actually super busy, but good. We had this huge team meeting this morning to plan the next project, which was pretty exciting. I'm a bit tired now, but I'm really looking forward to just relaxing and watching a movie tonight.
That is 1,000 times better. Now I can ask you about the new project or what movie you're planning to watch. You gave me options. You expanded on your answer.
So that's the A.R.E. method. Ask open-ended questions, relate and respond to what they say, and expand and elaborate when you answer. If you can remember A.R.E., you'll always have a way to keep the conversation flowing.
That is such a practical and easy to remember framework. But now, what about the topics themselves? What are the safe things to talk about? You don't want to accidentally ask something too personal.
An excellent point. And for this, we have another handy acronym. It's called the FORD method, F-O-R-D, like the car brand. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams.
Ooh, I like this. These are the 4 pillars of safe small talk. So, family, what kind of questions can we ask?
You can ask things like, do you have any siblings? Or if you know they have kids, how are your children doing? A key point here, keep it general. Don't ask super specific or private questions.
Got it. Keep it light. Okay, next is O for occupation. That's your job.
Yep, this is a classic. So, what do you do for a living? If they tell you, a great follow-up is, oh, that sounds interesting. What's that like? Almost everyone can talk about their job.
Very true. Then we have R for recreation. This is all the fun stuff.
My favorite category. This is about hobbies and interests. What do you like to do in your free time? Or have you seen any good movies recently? Or are you following the World Cup? It's a huge area with endless possibilities.
And finally, D for dreams. This sounds a bit deep for small talk.
It sounds deep, but it's more about future plans and aspirations. It's a great way to keep the conversation positive and forward-looking. You can ask, do you have any exciting travel plans coming up? Or are you working on any interesting personal projects?
Ah, I see. So it's not what is the meaning of your life, but more about happy future plans. So FORD, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, these are your safe zones.
But just as important as the safe zones are the danger zones. The topics you should absolutely positively avoid in small talk unless you know the person very well.
Let's hear them. I think I can guess a few.
I bet you can. The big 3 are typically religion, income, how much money you make, and politics.
Yes, the unholy trinity of awkward conversations. These topics are deeply personal, and people have very strong opinions about them. Bringing one of these up with a stranger or a colleague is a very fast way to make things uncomfortable.
A very fast way. Just don't do it. Other topics to be careful with are age, weight, and relationship status, unless the other person brings it up first. Basically, if it feels too personal to ask, it probably is. Stick to forward and you'll be safe.
Great advice. Okay, so we've learned how to start a conversation with open-ended questions, how to keep it going with the A.R.E. method, and what to talk about with the Ford method. But there is one last crucial skill we need.
The exit.
Exactly. How to end the conversation gracefully without just walking away.
The graceful exit is a true art form. My go-to strategy is to say something positive and then state my reason for leaving. It signals the end of the conversation politely.
Can you give us some phrases? We need the magic words.
Of course, a perfect all-purpose phrase is, well, it was really lovely talking to you, but I should probably get back to my work. It's polite, it's warm, and it gives a clear reason.
I like that one. Another one I use is, anyway, I don't want to keep you any longer. Have a wonderful day. This one is great because it makes it seem like you're doing them a favor by leaving.
Very clever.
It is clever. Another good one, if you're at an event or a party, is, it was great to meet you. I'm just going to go and grab another drink. It provides a physical reason for moving on.
The key to all of these is a warm, friendly tone of voice. A smile makes all the difference. You're not running away, you're just moving on.
Absolutely. So let's do a quick recap of our small talk mastery guide. First, we have the A.R.E. method to keep the conversation flowing. Ask open-ended questions, relate and respond, and expand and elaborate.
Then we have our safe topics, the FORD method: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And we remember to avoid the dangerous topics like religion and politics.
And finally, we have our graceful exit strategy, a polite phrase to end the conversation smoothly and positively.
And the most important tip of all, don't be afraid to make mistakes. The goal of small talk isn't to have a perfect, grammatically correct conversation. The goal is to make a simple human connection.
That is the perfect way to put it, Chloe. A little bit of effort and a friendly smile will take you so much further than perfect grammar. So get out there and practice. Turn those awkward silences into opportunities for connection.
You can do it. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to Learn English with Smart Podcast.
It's always a pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Until then, keep learning and have a fantastic week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.